Hey, this is James. I want to let you know of an exciting opportunity to accelerate your progress in achieving your goals. On Friday, April the 14th, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., Engineer Your Success is hosting an advanced training session on crucial conversations. Participants will be equipped with the skills and knowledge needed to recognize, respond to, and navigate crucial conversations effectively. This is going to be a combination of lecture, discussion, breakout sessions, and hands on exercises where participants can gain practical tools and strategies that they can use to communicate more effectively and win at work and at home. You're going to build stronger relationships and achieve your goals. You can use the link in the show notes to register for this advanced training session today. I want to welcome you to the Engineer Your Success podcast. This podcast provides tools, tips, and techniques to help you achieve success both in business and in life. I am your host, Dr. James Bryant, and it is my pleasure to help guide you along your journey to engineer your success by designing and living a life where you are winning at work and at home. How are you doing today? We've officially ended the first quarter of the year. So many of us have been keeping track of our goals, whether it's the number of days that we've exercised, or the number of discovery calls, or the number of books or family vacations, whatever it is, those things that you measure are the things that you're going to pay attention to. And those are the things that matter. So you measure what matters. One of the things that matters for me was spending time with my family, having some epic vacations, and just doing things that we haven't done before. Mentioned a few months ago that we took a trip to Atlanta. It was really fun. We kind of explored that area. My wife really wanted to go there. We also spent some time in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. One of the things that is on my vision board is buying a beach house. I really want to be able to have a beach house. Yeah, I want to rent it out. I want it to be something that produces income, but I also wanted to be able to go and just spend some time with the family. And so this allowed us the opportunity to go down there and kind of get the lay of the land to see what some possibilities may be in the future. So hit me up on a direct message and let me know how you're doing on meeting your goals. And here's the thing: if you did not meet your goals in Q1, then you have Q2 to start again, to really go back and evaluate the things that you missed, look at why you may have missed them, and then start working on your plan so that you can design your business, so that you can design your department, you can manage your team, you can manage and develop your career to be able to deliver the life that you want. It is not too late. Don't beat yourself up. I implore you, if you fell down in Q1, get up, dust yourself off. It's time to get to work so that you can have the life that you want. Today's episode, our topic is on what are the challenges that business owners face when they are spending more time, and I would say too much time working in the business and not on the business. So this topic has come up a lot with my private clients when I'm coaching and consulting with small business owners. And they get to this point where they're super busy and they're not having the time to really reflect strategically on their business. So here are some of the things that I've heard in these sessions. I don't have time to plan the future because I'm always putting out fires. I'm constantly overwhelmed with day to day tasks and activities and responsibilities. I can't remember the last time that I took a step back to assess my business strategy. I'm always reacting to problems instead of proactively addressing them. I wish that I could focus more on pulling the levers in my company for growth, but I just can't find the time. And I know that strategic thinking is important. I know that I need to spend more time working on my business and not in the business, but I just don't have the bandwidth to think about my business strategically or to think about my business from a big picture point of view. So those are the things that I am hearing from my private clients. And I thought that it would be really valuable to do a podcast episode just talking about this working in versus working on and looking at the way in which we help our clients work through those issues. And so working in the business are those day-to-day activities and operational activities that keep the business running. So these are tasks, they're typically routine, they're repetitive, and they're focused on the immediate needs of the business. This could be handling customer inquiries or complaints or managing employee schedules and payroll. It could be managing your equipment in your fleet. It could be some administrative tasks that may be better suited for someone else to do. It could be invoicing and bookkeeping or providing direct services or producing the actual goods. But it is that business owner is actually spending their time working in the business, which sometimes you have to do, versus working on the business. So working on the business involves strategic planning, setting long-term goals, implementing improvements, those improvements that can promote growth and sustainability. So this aspect, it really requires this big picture perspective and focuses on the future of the business, not just the daily operations. So again, this is like developing and implementing strategic plans for growth, identifying new market opportunities and target audiences, investing in employee training and development, streamlining your processes and implementing new technology, and continuing to relook at your marketing strategy to see, are you asking the right questions? Are you projecting the right message? Are you building the right brand? You really do need both. So as an owner, you do need time to work in your business, but you also need time to work on your business. And many, many business owners that I know don't have enough time to work on their business. And so balancing both working in and on the business is crucial for your long-term success. While it's essential to manage those daily tasks and operations effectively, focusing solely on them can limit your business's potential for growth and development. So, business owners that neglect strategic planning and improvement may find themselves stuck in a cycle of merely maintaining the status quo rather than fostering innovation and progress. And so, on the flip side, if you're concentrating solely on working on the business, then you have to have structures in place where the pieces that you would have been doing for working in the business are taken care of. You have to have a delegated responsibility. And that means that you also have to help keep your staff accountable, right? So it's not just enough for you to say, I'm going to go work on the business and this other department or this person that I'm going to hire is going to be my operations manager and he's going to focus of working in the business. You still have to provide some general oversight as an owner for the things that are going on and operations that are happening within your business. And so striking that right balance between the two is really how you maintain a well functioning and growing organization where you're taking care of your day-to-day needs, but you're also looking at the big picture for the growth that you want for your company. So I was thinking about a few Peter Drucker quotes, and one is efficiency is doing things right, effectiveness is doing the right things. And this is a Peter Drucker quote. And it just highlights the importance of not only doing tasks well, but also ensuring that you focus on the tasks that will drive your business forward. So if you're thinking about working on the business versus working in the business, even in both of those buckets, there are some tasks that will help to propel your company to move forward. And it's looking at where do you want to focus. And when it comes to being nimble enough to take advantage of what the business environment has to offer, looking at advances in technology, looking at things that are changing, another Peter Drucker quote comes to mind. And that is the best way to predict the future is to create it. So this would encourage you to actively work on shaping the future of your business so that you can create the company that you want and not just exist and react. So I was thinking, what are some indicators that a business owner may be spending too much time working in the business? And so, what are some things that show up? Number one is lack of strategic planning. So, when I ask a client, do you have a strategic plan for your growth for your company? And they say, no, I haven't had time to do it. That's telling me that they're spending too much time working in the business and not on the business because they're really not looking at their long-term goals or their business strategy. They're just existing. And sometimes it has to be that way, but it's just an indication of that's where it's at. Another one is when you begin to look at the growth of the company, if it is slow growth or it's just stagnated growth. So if the business shows minimal growth or minimal innovation, it's most likely an indication of a lack of focus on expansion and development. And whether that development is the development of products and services or the development of their team members, when you do not have that strategic view, you're focused on the right now, not on equipping your company and your staff for what you will need in the future. If you are in a high stress and burnout situation, and so burnout is where you are constantly giving it all. So it's not like, there are times when you have to work long hours that you're going to be putting things in. You may have, two major proposals that are due within a few weeks, and it might be one day after the other. And so spending time, extra time, making sure that those proposals are in and you have everything done, that's not the burnout piece. The burnout piece is when that becomes your way of life and not just something that's here for the moment. So if you find yourself where you're constantly under stress and you have fatigue to be constantly occupied by a lot of those day-to-day tasks, that's an indication that you may be spending too much time working in your business and not on your business. Number four is the inability to delegate. So if you struggle as a business owner to delegate those tasks, that is going to lead to you having an excessive workload, which is going to lead to burnout, lead to stress. It's going to lead to slow growth. It's going to lead to lack of time for strategic planning. Because if you don't learn how to delegate, you're always going to be kind of looking at those issues, those day to day issues, as the urgent issues that you have to deal with. And the last two is reactive decision making. If you find that as an owner, you are constantly reacting and not proactively making decisions, not strategically making decisions, that's an indication. And another indication for me, particularly for me and in the practices and the things that we cover, is that you're not winning at home. And so that means you're not winning in your personal life, you're not winning in your health. And to some degree, your life outside of your business, outside of work sucks. And so you find yourself sacrificing your personal well being for the sake of the daily operations of your business on a consistent basis. That could be an indication of an issue. So I wanted to kind of lay all of that out and then briefly go over the process that we use to help clients that to deal with this issue. And if you've listened to this podcast for some time, you may be familiar with the Engineer's Blueprint for Success. It is our four-step process that we use to help people design a life where they are winning at work and at home. And so in step one, we really help the business owner determine their focus. So we're assessing the current business owner's allocation of time. We're evaluating how much time is spent on daily operations versus strategic planning and growth activities. We're identifying areas where that business owner might be able to delegate some tasks to increase their efficiency because we want to free up some time to be able to work on the business because the first excuse or reason is I don't have time. I would do this, but I don't have time. So after we identify those areas, we're able to free up some time. And then we work with the owner to establish clear priorities for the business, right? And making sure that it is aligned and focused with their long term goals, or at least the goals that they have there. And if we need to spend time developing those long term goals in this particular phase, this is where we would do that. Step two is we're visualizing the life in the business that that business owner wants. And I think it's important to really interject the life part in here as well. So it's not just about the business, but it's also about the business owner and their quality of life and helping them to envision the life that they want, helping them to envision the company that they want. And so here we've really helped them envision their ideal business, including aspects such as growth, profitability, and how they want their home situation. What are the things I want them to visualize winning at home? We also help them to articulate very specific goals for the future of their business, whether it's expanding into new markets, increasing revenue, whether it is increasing your profit margin, by looking at your expenses or developing new products or services. We really get crystal clear on that because those are the things that are going to enable some of the other things that happen for business owners, or what you may want to use those resources for, whether it's investing back in the business, taking out profits, paying for your staff in terms of being able to help them be developed or to do some additional employee development. And we also help them explore their personal life and well-being as well, because we think that this is absolutely key to help business owners visualize that. And I can't tell you, that's the stage where I hear a lot of stories where business owners are saying, well, I never really thought about how this affects my personal life. I've always wanted to spend more time with my family, but I didn't know how that was going to happen. And for as we work through the process and they're able to actually see it, we're talking through it. And this is what they want. It really helps to provide fuel for what's needed for them to continue to push through. So, step three, we design a step by step plan to close the gap. So, we see where you're focused, we see where you want to go. If there's a gap that exists, then we're going to design a plan to close it. And so, we're going to analyze that gap in the business owner's current situation. We're looking at the future state. We're developing step by step plan for them to start making that transition to find the right balance between working in the business and on the business, whether it's delegating tasks, implementing a new system or processes, investing in professional development opportunities for both themselves and for their staff. And we also create a timeline for achieving these goals. So it's not just enough to say that this is what we're going to do, but the plan has to have dates and it has specific timelines because we're moving you through this process. And of course, whenever adjustments need to be made, we make adjustments. And the fourth step in the engineer's blueprint is to execute the plan. So we support the business owner as they begin implementing the plan. We provide guidance and encouragement all along the way. So we're regularly reviewing with one-on-one check-ins with the business owner. We're doing strategic reviews from the goals that we set out for the company itself. And we're just continuing to monitor and adjust and adapt as needed. And as always, we're celebrating successes along the way. And if there's any place that there was a setback, we're looking to see why did that setback happen? And what are some things that we can do to move us closer to the outcome that we want? So if you're spending too much time working in your business and not on your business, then I would say schedule a session with me. You can use the link in the show notes, or you can go to engineeryoursuccessnow.com and click on the get a free session button. That's engineeryoursuccessnow.com. Get a free session button. I look forward to working with you. I look forward to helping you design a life where you can win at work and at home. I look forward to helping you design a life where you're able to get the balance that you need for working in your business and on your business. I'm going to end this podcast episode like I end every podcast episode, and that's this. Many people know what to do. Fewer people know how to do it. And there's a select group of people that actually follow through, do it, and are living the life of their dreams. It is my desire for you to be part of that select few. Be great this week. Thanks.